But the good thing about being in a college town and being a performer, having that background, I feel like it's benefited me when I'm going out to get jobs, because it's a good background to have. And so last year I was looking for a job, and I found out that in Anderson, which is like Muncie's burnt out cousin, they were hiring to have like this Scream Fest, the month of October, haunted, whatever. And so I thought, okay, I'll give it a shot, maybe I'll find out more information. And so I called the guy. He's explaining to me like, oh yeah, it's like an adult haunted house, you just scare people literally all the time. And I thought, okay, I can do that. And then he just happens to like throw in, he's like, although this year we're not including sex. Oh, what? Okay, great. No, needless to say, I did not take that job. But instead, I decided that I would become an elf for this Christmas thing with no sex. So I was part of this winter wonderland, and to be an elf, we had to wear red and green and just stay in character at all times. That was it. So I was like, okay, easy. So this winter wonderland is this maze of Christmas, and the deal is that Santa's sleigh is missing, and the children have to find it. I'll give you a hint. It's at the end of the maze. It's like the whole North Pole franchise here in Muncie. There's like a workshop and everything. It's great. And one day I'm helping this little girl build a toy or whatever, and she looks up at me with like Christmas spirit filled in her eyes, and she says, I believe in Santa. And I thought, oh, great. And so in my best elf response, in character, I say, I will be sure to tell Santa and have you be put on the nice list. And then she looks at me and says, well, you know why I believe in Santa? I said, oh, why? And then she says, because you just told me he's real and I know you wouldn't lie to me. What am I doing with my life? Lying to children. A few years from now, she's on the bus and she finds out, oh, hey, Santa's not real. She's going to be like, that lying elf of a bitch. And it's going to be my fault that she has trust issues. So another time I ruined a child's life was, so later after the elf business, I obviously became Johnny Appleseed. I'm sure you guessed that. I was Johnny Appleseed last fall, and the kids would come, like school tours, elementary age, and I would be Johnny, and then they would go off and like learn about apples, and then come back and tell me what they learned, and that was their adventure. Lovely. So, on my first days doing Johnny Appleseed, I hear the teacher introducing me, and she says, okay, kids, what are we here to learn about today? And there's various responses like nature, trees, and there's this little boy's voice in the back of the room that yells, pumpkins! And she's like, oh, well, we're here to learn about apples, and who knows better than? And I made my entrance. Now, on this entrance, I would normally get two responses. Either like, yeah, Johnny, woo! Or the girl in the front row who would be like, you're a girl. And Johnny Appleseed is dead. To which I would respond, rude. So this day in particular, it was a warm welcome, and so I begin and I say, it's a call response, I say, who knows what an Appleseed turns into? And it was like dead quiet, and I was like, okay, they're probably wondering if they need to raise their hand or shout out, so I'm like, go ahead, shout it out. Pumpkin! And I'm thinking, okay, so I just say, or apples. And he looks at me and says, or pumpkins. So I didn't have the heart to tell him he was wrong, so I just kind of kept going. And then the kids go off, they like make apple cider and shit, and they come back. And they're like all hugging me and loving me, like, Johnny, ah! And I'm like, yay, I feel awesome. And then the embrace slowly dissolves, and then up runs Pumpkin Boy. He missed the hug, so it's like this awkward, like, oh, I can't hug you anymore, stay on here. And so it's very awkward, but then he becomes the bigger person and makes the first move and says, it was really great to meet you today, Johnny. And I said, oh, thank you, it's great to meet you too. And then he looks at me and says, I've always wanted to meet you. I thought, really? It's weird. And then he says, maybe I'll see you around sometime. And I thought, probably never. Coffee, people, coffee. Okay, so I love Starbucks. I'm sure many of you do. Hence another reason why I'm totally broke. So I love Starbucks, I love coffee, and I've decided that if I wake up before 9, I need to start my day with coffee. And by 9, I mean 9 p.m. So I've been going to Starbucks and like, all the people there are so happy and excited, like loving life, and I'm kind of like, what is wrong with you? But I've noticed that there's like a guy that I always turn on the intercom, and I'm not gonna lie, he has become my Starbucks employee boyfriend. And I like to tell myself, because he's very charming when he talks to me, and I like to tell myself that I'm the only woman he talks to like that. Because I'm only interested in an exclusive Starbucks relationship. So one day I order my normal like grande white muffin on fat whip, and he says back to me over the intercom and says, "That is a super cool thing that I will now get ready for you." True love, people. True love. Don't tell my boyfriend. So I was reading this article the other day about how coffee is actually good for you. I mean, they found reasons, which they couldn't for anything, but they found, things that it's great for you. And I was thinking, like, I'm living this really healthy lifestyle. It's like really benefiting me to drink coffee. Right? And so I was like reading this list, and then I get to number 6 on the list, and it says, coffee will prevent your risk of dying. False. That is not true. I'm not going to believe that. But I was thinking, like, okay, first of all, you're always at the risk of dying. We are all going to die. That's the deal. So I was thinking, okay, how could this possibly be justified? And then I thought, all right, well, if I am all of a sudden threatened by a man or a woman or an animal, and I have my grande white muffin on fat whip, I could just throw my scalding ass coffee on it, and momentarily I will be preventing my risk of dying.